G'day everyone, Steve here, 7th of May, having a look at Bitcoin on the daily. So what I wanted to have a look at here was this logarithmic bottom. This is the $32,000 to $29,000 level. And you can see we've hit it over here around about 15 times. We've either gone into it or touched it. And each time we've come up, got into the area and away. So we've come in, out of it, in, out of it, in, out of it, in, out of it. The point I'm getting at is this has been our support for a long time, going way back to going back to December of 2020. So at the moment, looking at where we're going, looking at the trajectory that Bitcoin is taking, the level of support between where we are, the 35 and the 32, there's not a great deal of support in that area. There is some support, but not a great deal of support within that area, whereas we have massive support at the $32,000 to $29,000 levels. Okay, I call this the logarithmic bottom because we'll have a look at a logarithmic chart in a minute. Now, we did come close over here down in the 24th of January, but we didn't quite get to it. So the way Bitcoin's going at the moment, it would look as though we have a bit more pain to get through to get down to this level. Now, sometimes it's better to get the pain over and done with and just get into it, cruise along a bit, and then make a comeback. Now, if you've been in Bitcoin for a while, say back here since November, you're up at $69,000 there. We're down at 35 now. So you're around 50% down in 6 months on Bitcoin. A lot more if you're in the altcoins. You're probably down 80% in your altcoins. So what I'm saying here is, if you've stayed in with Bitcoin and your altcoins this long, then stick it out. And then we're getting into an area of real support where Bitcoin has traditionally bounced back from. And as you can see with the drop 2 days ago, we could get there in any time between a few days, or it may take up to a month if the downward trend continues. This is all based on the assumption that the downward trend is going to continue. And as much as we don't want to say it, it might be best to get it over and done with, get into this area, consolidate, and then get on our way back up. So looking at the long-term picture, as much as we don't want to say, it's probably better that if we drop from where we are now, get bang 10% down into this zone, travel sideways for a while. So it could be a bit of a while that we'll be in that zone, but at least we'll be getting support from the logarithmic bottom. And from there, Bitcoin can grow stronger and have a move to the upside. This is on the daily. Let's have a look at the weekly. And on the weekly here, you can see it pretty simply. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. At least 12 times we went into the zone or touched the zone. But each time, Bitcoin rebounded away. Now we'll go over and have a look at the logarithmic growth curve chart that I was talking about. And here it is here. And this reflects what we were just looking at on the other charts. So you can see here the bottom of the growth curve, this yellow line. Each time Bitcoin historically has come down and touched that, it's taken a breather for a while. And then after that breather, it's built strength and moved back to the upside. So we all believe Bitcoin's going to move higher. It's just a matter of when. And if we have a look at where we are at the moment, we see that Bitcoin at the moment is about 10% away from that yellow line. And our other charts that we just looked at were showing us the same thing. So if Bitcoin moves down another 10%, we'll get to that strong support level, this logarithmic support level. You can see here that Bitcoin did go through it in March of 2020, but by April, it was back above it and it dropped about 10% below the logarithmic line. And if we have a look at the oscillator down below here, we see that this oscillator is almost at the bottom touch line. If we look at things in the long term, Bitcoin has already dropped 50% from its all-time high. If you're still in Bitcoin today, another 10% drop is not the end of the world. Hang on, get to this logarithmic support level, spend a bit of time in that level as Bitcoin consolidates, and wait until the next move to the upside. It might take a while, but if you're already down from the time you bought in on Bitcoin, that would be the smartest move. You don't lose till you sell. So looking like we could potentially cop another 10% drop in the Bitcoin price and then regain some strength and move back to the upside. So what I'd say is, if you're in Bitcoin now, hold. Hold until things turn and the price comes back up. Bitcoin adoption is coming in strong. The fundamentals in Bitcoin are only growing stronger and stronger each day. So Bitcoin's ready to come back. So it's up to you what you decide to do. But my opinion is we're probably going to have a bit more of a drop before some consolidation and then coming back up again. Let's go back to the chart. And here you can see the candles reflecting some of what we were just looking at on the logarithmic chart. So potentially, if Bitcoin continues to drop, we need to try and look at things in a good light. And we've already done 50%. If we have to do another 10% to consolidate and come back, then that's what we need to do. And once we come back, all these losses, all these potential losses will come back in, and then Bitcoin will move on with future gains. Now, I wouldn't be selling my Bitcoin now and coming back in 10% later, because potentially this mark over here in the 24th of January came close to this logarithmic bottom. Potentially this could have been the bottom. So if this is in the bottom, then we're on a rise. We're actually rising. So if this was the bottom, Bitcoin could start to come back. So the best way to play this that I see is not to try and outsmart Bitcoin, just hold. In the long run, it'll be the best move. If we drop another 10%, it's going to come back. But if we hold and it starts to move upwards, then we're in a good position. And if Bitcoin does get down into this logarithmic bottom, that's the time I'd be buying more Bitcoin. So, okay, well, that's it from me. So I hope you liked the video. I hope you got something out of it. Remember, everything I've said in this video is just my opinions. So make your own opinions, make your own judgments. So we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.